Jai Mataji, on behalf of the Canadian National Council, we welcome all our brothers and sisters to the 5th week of the Sahaja Doctor clearing session. We humbly seek permission and invite our Guru and our most benevolent Mother, Sri Mataji Nirmala Devi. Today our session is on the heart, and it will be led by the Dr. Cristina Harabor. Dr. Cristina Harabor is a pediatrician and a naturopathic doctor living in Regina, Saskatchewan. She has been meditating in Sahaja Yoga more than 3 decades. She had the privilege of working as Sahaja Doctor in Vashi Hospital and of volunteering in the role of school pediatrician in Dharamshala International Sahaj School. She is involved in community Sahaja Yoga programs, both in person and online. We welcome you, Dr. Cristina Harabor. It is over to you now. Jai Shri Mataji.
Good morning, everyone. Jai Shri Mataji. Thank you for having me on this session today. We are going to focus today on the heart chakra. And hopefully, by the end of this session, our collective heart will feel wider, and we will feel deeper in our thoughtless awareness. So let's start with our meditation. We can together raise our Kundalini and put ourselves in a bandhan and do Namaskar to Shri Mataji. With the right hand on Mother Earth and the left hand on our lap, we will start by balancing our Ida Nadi. We can pray, Mother, please cleanse and balance our Ida Nadi by allowing all impurities from our left channel to flow into the earth element. We can take together the mantra for Shri Mahakali, Shri Bhairava. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Mahakali Sakshat Shri Bhairava Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. Let's bring the right hand on our lap and the left hand towards the sky. We'll put our attention on our Pingala Nadi. We can pray, Mother, please release all the heat accumulated in our right channel into the air element. We can say the mantra for Shri Mahasaraswati, Shri Hanuman. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Mahasaraswati Sakshat Shri Hanumana Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. Let's bring both our hands on our lap. And bring our attention in the center. On the Mooladhara chakra. Mother, you who are Shri Ganesha, please establish the innocence within us. We don't understand everything. We don't know everything. Please give us the absolute wisdom and the pure divine knowledge. Please make us fearless and surrendered instruments of the divine. And please give us the joy of being one with you. With the right hand towards Mother Earth, we can take Shri Ganesha's mantra 4 times. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Ganesha Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Ganesha Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Ganesha Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Ganesha Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. Let's bring our attention on our liver. We can open our eyes and look at Shrimataji's photograph on the screen and try not to blink as long as possible. With the left hand on our liver, we can pray, Shrimataji, please enlighten our attention. Please free our attention from our mundane interests. Please envelop our liver into your coolness so that we can keep our attention steady on the spirit. Let's take the mantra for Sri Himalaya. Tvameva Sakshat Shri Himalaya Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namo. We can also take the mantra for Shri Chiteshwari. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Chiteshwari Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namo. And slowly raise our attention on our heart chakra. Let's put our heart, our hand on the left heart. And watch our breathing for a few moments. Let's slow down our breathing. Just breathe in slowly, not deeply, but slowly. Keep the breath for a few moments in, and then slowly breathe out and stay there for a few moments. Again, we'll breathe in, hold the breath, breathe out, and hold the breath. One more time. Breathe in, hold the breath, breathe out, and hold the breath. Here we will, you can say Shri Mataji's prayer. Mother, please give me complete satisfaction in my heart, joy in my heart, bliss in my heart, so that the whole world becomes blissful. Give me love, that I could love the whole world, and that the whole world becomes one with love. Take me to your feet. Cleanse me with thy love. We will recite 3 times here. Sat Chitananda Rupam, Shivoham, Shivoham. Sat Chitananda Rupam, Shivoham, Shivoham. Sat Chitananda Rupam, Shivoham, Shivoham. Satchitananda Rupam, Shivoham, Shivoham. Satchitananda Rupam, Shivoham, Shivoham. Satchitananda Rupam, Shivoham, Shivoham. Satchitananda Rupam, Shivoham, Shivoham. Let's bring our attention onto our right heart. We can also place our left hand on the right heart. Hey Mataji, you are Sri Rama and Sri Sita. Please guide us so we understand our responsibility towards our spiritual ascent and towards the collective spiritual growth. Please establish our maryadas. Please make us humble and benevolent. Mantra for Sri Sitarama. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Sita Rama Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namo. We can bring back Onala, the left hand, and bring our attention onto the center heart. Shri Mataji, you are the destroyer of all negativities. Please give us the sense of complete security, of complete confidence, and please remove all our fears. We will listen to the garland of 32 names of Sri Durga.
श्री दुर्गा के 32 नाम। ओम दुर्गा दुर्गार्ति शमनी, दुर्गा पद्विनिवारिणी, दुर्गमच्छेदिनी, दुर्गसाधिनी, दुर्गनाशिनी, दुर्गतोद्धारिणी, दुर्गनिहन्त्री, दुर्गमापहा, दुर्गमज्ञानदा, दुर्गदैत्यलोकदवानला, दुर्गमा दुर्गमालोका, दुर्गमात्मस्वरूपिणी, दुर्गमार्गप्रदा, दुर्गमविद्या, दुर्गमाश्रिता, दुर्गमज्ञानसंस्थाना, दुर्गमध्यानभासिनी, दुर्गमोहा, दुर्गमगा, दुर्गमार्थस्वरूपिणी, दुर्गमासुरसंहन्त्री, दुर्गमायुधधारिणी, दुर्गमाङ्गी, दुर्गमता, दुर्गम्या, दुर्गमेश्वरी, दुर्गभीमा, दुर्गभामा, दुर्गभा, दुर्गदारिणी, नामावलिमिमां यस्तु दुर्गाया मम मानवः पठेत् सर्वभयान्मुक्तो भविष्यति न संशयः। साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः।
With the right hand, we can invite the spirit to take its place in the pitta of the spirit on top of our head, from the heart to the Sahasrara, a few times. And keep our attention on the Sahasrara chakra for a few moments. Take the mantra for Shri Atma Paramatma. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Atma Paramatma Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namo. You can also take the mantra, the third Maha Mantra, Shri Kalki. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Kalki Sakshat Shri Sahasrar Swamini Moksha Pradayini Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namo. We will now listen to and watch a talk by Shri Mataji about the heart chakra.
Of the heart is concerned with your mother and with Shiva, the existence. You get your existence through your mother. And Shiva and Parvati, they are your parents. Both of them are your parents as far as your existence is concerned. And it is such a beautiful center, is your heart center. You want somebody to do something for your trials. You want that somebody should yield or something, you find somebody very obstinate. I have told you that you can beat them with shoes, do all those things, but there's a very simple way if you know how to do it. You see, you just think of their hridaya, their heart, and put a bandhan to that. And you can do it so beautifully. You can melt a person without any difficulties if you know how to handle their heart. You have to appeal to their heart. And that's the best attraction, I tell you. And the best secret method by which you can bring good in them. When you are talking to somebody, supposing I now, intellectually if I start quarreling with you, you will give me up in no time. But I have to use your heart power and I have to enter into your heart, and that is how it works. So always when you want to do something like that, just humble down yourself in your heart. That is first. First of all, you must humble down yourself in your heart. And from there, to work on the heart of others, just put a bandhan and you will see a person will melt away. We melt our intelligence, our ego, everything, even your superego in your heart. So it's a very easy thing if you know how to approach people through their heart. And that is only possible if you are genuine. Because genuineness is something that a heart recognizes. You can befool a person with your cunning methods, but the heart will recognize it later on. And the person will hate you. Even if you talk to someone, oh, very much, very good, thank you very much, very nice. And the heart knows, oh, he's trying to befool me and he is very cunning. The heart is going to hate such a person. And heart has the art to see and feel the person. So if you could appeal to somebody's heart and put a bandhan on the heart, you can melt that person. And if you love someone and if you want that person should be corrected, supposing such a person is a drunkard or a person who beats you and is torturing you because he is under the spell of some drugs or some sort of a foreign thing, then you just put bandhan to his heart and you will see there will be change. They will be changing very fast, and that's why you say change of heart. Everywhere you find, in every scripture, it is written, change of heart is needed, not the change of clothes. So it's not intellectual change, but or rational changing, but it is the change of heart, and that is brought about by moving the heart chakra on the right hand side in the clockwise manner. That is the heart itself in the clockwise manner. If you can do that, you can really do marvels. And that's how, on a collective basis, the heart is sort of the innermost string of the collective one string that is passing through all of us. So if you could strike at the innermost, because in a 3.5 circle, that's the innermost point. If you touch there, it passes over this. Supposing you touch somewhere else, then it might break. But at the beginning, if you start striking it, it goes very nicely and passes into complete circumference. Now the center one I have told you is the heart plexus, which we call as cardiac plexus, and it has got 10 subplexuses. And the English names for that, I'm going to give you the complete list. I don't know when we'll have time to go through the medical journal, but I'll find out all of them and I'm going to tell you what they call it in the medical terminology. But they know that there are 10 subplexuses which are supplying to the muscles of the heart, to the lungs, and to the right side lungs, and that's how they divide it. But they do not know that it is already 3 parts, and then there are 10 petals which are working it out. 12 petals that are working it out. So 3 divided into 12 is 4 each side. But actually it is not so. It is the 10 petals are together in the center. And the center one is known as the Sacred Heart. In the Bible it is called as Sacred Heart. And the sacredness of that heart in the abstract form is the motherly love of God. That's why the Jagadamba, the mother of the universe, resides there. And those 12 petals act according to the mother of the heart. And that's why we cannot allot them to this side or that side, because it is she who actually makes them pulsate. So here she becomes the dominant person and not the heart. They are the spirit rules. So spirit has rules by itself, and it is ruled with the help of the reflection of God Almighty Himself. It is on its own. It is arbitrary. It sees, it watches, it is the witness. It watches the play of these 12 petals here. But if it finds that there is too much of strain on the centered one, it just switches off And when it's switched off, the whole thing's... You see, so you must understand the difference between the other chakras and this one is that there is a spirit and the on the other side is a human perfect personality. Three things altogether. Now if you reduce them to our three powers, you'll understand. On one side is the instrument, or you can say the nucleus for the left hand side working. In the center it is, or you can say left hand side working, you can say the Mahakali is working. In the center you can say it is for the Mahalakshmi working, and the nucleus for the working of the right hand side is in the heart. On the right hand side where Rama resides, because we can call it a nucleus. He was active. He was active without feeling. Without feeling, they witnessed it. Now they combine here where Krishna came and he felt the witness state. And he called it as Leela, is the whole play. Rama never called it as play. But he called it as play. So that's why Krishna here is completed. And that's why we call him a Sampurna. He's a complete incarnation at him. You know that Christ was here, and I've told you about Christ in that book. I've read it out to you, Devi Mahatmya, what they have described about him, how he was created and how he was brought here. He was Mahavishnu and how he was put there. But that is not just now we are discussing. We are just now discussing about these three parts of the heart. Now what is the connection of these three parts? Why should they be placed at that time? Because at this juncture we have three nucleus working together on three different channels, and they are to be connected somehow. They are to be connected. Otherwise, you see, in a human being, there is not so much of connection established because there is no Kundalini awakening. There is parasympathetic is halfway hanging, dangling. And how are they to connect? Between the heart, which is existence, between the heart, which is evolution, which is the heart, which is activity. So, at this juncture, which is kept connected, the heart stops. Everything stops. Simultaneously. But when you are on this, then your horoscopes work out. Horoscope can work out only up to this point. Because if you predict a person is going to die according to a horoscope, now say they say he is going to die, say tomorrow. But he gets his realization today. He is not going to die tomorrow. He'll die much later. Or he'll die whenever he feels like, possibly. It has happened. Because he goes beyond this limit where these three things are connected. So, you see, they say that you have got limited number of heartbeats. You have got number of breathing. But the breathing becomes so slow after realization. The rate of breathing is so slow that as it is, your life is much elongated. And the connection becomes very much different. Because the heart stops, wants to stop it, it cannot stop because other activities are still. So, first of all, when a realized soul dies, the Kundalini has to pass out from here, and then the heart stops. It's a different phenomena, and that's why when a realized soul dies, they find that the prana, the life has not passed through the mouth or from the nose, but it passes through here, and you find a clot of blood over here. That is the sign that a person was realized of a very high degree. But those who die even before such an achievement, they do not die with their eyes open, neither with nose bleeding or with their mouth open. There is no bleeding at all from the nose or from the mouth. No bleeding at all. And bleeding take place. Otherwise, in every other, there is a bleeding. Eyes In some people may be open, but if they are fully realized, they'll be closed. So this is the case. But this level it works out because here you are still at a level where you have not reached the witness state. And that is the reason your horoscopes are working out, your all material things are working out at this level. And that's how you become miraculously different. I'll give another example of that, how you become miraculously different. For example, a realized soul is traveling by a train. We have got in this example, a concrete example in India. There was a realized traveling by a train. And the train collided. And not a single person was killed in that train. And it has taken so many somersaults. And nobody could explain. There was one car accident where one realized soul was going by that car. It was a very big car and many boys were there. And he somehow was caught up with them. And they were all drunk when they were singing and he didn't know what to do. But he was there somehow or other. And not a single person died in that mishap. Which people were surprised how it has happened. Even if a realized person is walking, and if there is a accident that is going to come up, you'll find suddenly something will happen that the accident will be averted. If you could put a bandhan at that time, you can immediately avert the accident. So, you see, such a person who is realized, who has gone beyond this state and has become a witness state, such a person not only saves himself but saves others. So all your horoscopes and all these things go into different categories for a realized soul, because the whole thing changes. Absolutely changes, and he becomes a different person. His hand changes, his lines changes, and people start saying, oh, you must have been this and you must have been that. And then you see those people who are not realized, if they see your hand, they might depict that there's a spiritual change that has come into you, but still they stick on to certain things and they say some things, you see, that they cannot see. But if it is a realized soul, he can tell you immediately that at what age you will get your full realization, what will happen, all sorts of things, if he is a fully realized person. But actually people after realization have no interest left in all these things. So seldom I've not known anybody who is a realized soul and still busy telling hands and things like that. But he has no interest left. But now this is coming back to the heart again. On the right hand side we have got Rama's place. Now Rama was known for his obedience to his father. If you know his story. His father was in Ayodhya, he was ruling there, and he had 3 wives. The third wife had she had 2 sons, but she could not see Rama getting the throne. She was a very nice mother, but somebody, you see, some lady went and told something to her, and she listened to her, and she told her husband that if you want to give me my boon, the promised boon, you have to make Rama go into the jungle for 14 years and give the throne to my son Bharat. And when Dashrath heard this, he fainted. He fainted with this request, but Rama was there, he heard it, and he immediately told her that I'm going to the forest and I've accepted it, and you appoint your son as the Bharat for me, it's all right. And that's how he went, you see, just to obey the order of his father, because father had not even ordered, but because he was compelled, he had given his wife 2 boons. That once, you see, in a war she saved his life, so he said that whenever you want you can ask for these 2 boons. And she never knew that she would use them in such a funny way. Later on she repented, because Bharata came and he refused to accept the throne, and he put only Rama's slippers there and ruled there, and everything was different. But Dashratha died because when Rama went away he just died. So you see, Rama's life shows how he was obedient to his parents. He suffered so much. Anyone who has not been respectful to his parents. You see, if your parents have been unkind, you have every right to tell them that they should not be unkind to you and that you feel hurt. But you have no business to answer them back.
Let's stay in meditation for a few moments. We will watch a video from a Navaratri Puja where the yogis are singing Agiri Nandi, and it's a very powerful video where Shrimati Ji opens our heart. Agiri Nandini.
गिरि नंदिनी नंदित मेदिनी विश्व विनोदिनी नंदनुते गिरिवर विंध्य शिरोदिनी वासिनी विष्णु विलासिनी जिष्णुनुते भगवती हे शिति कांत कुटुंबिनी भूरि कृते जय जय हे महिषासुर मर्दिनी रम्यक पर्दिनी शैलसुते जय जय हे महिषासुर मर्दिनी रम्यक पर्दिनी शैलसुते सुर सुरवर वर्षिणी दुरधर धर्षिणी दुर्मुख मर्षिणी हर्षरते त्रिभुवन पोषिणी शंकर तोषिणी किल्बिषमोचिनी घोषरते धनुजनि रोषिणी क्षित सुत रोषिणी दुर्मुद शोषिणी सिंधुसुते जय जय हे महिषासुर मर्दिनी रम्यक पर्दिनी शैलसुते जय जय हे महिषासुर मर्दिनी रम्यक पर्दिनी शैलसुते जय जय हे महिषासुर मर्दिनी शंभक पर्दिनी शैलसुते अय शतकंद विकंदित रुंद वितुंदित शुंड गजाधिपते Ripuga Jaganda Vidarana Chanda Parakrama Shunda Mrudhadipate Nija Bhuja Danda Nipatita Chanda Vipatita Munda Badadapate Jaya Jaya He Mahishasura Mardini Ramya Kapardini Shaila Sute Jaya Jaya He Mahishasura Mardini Ramya Kapardini Shaila Sute Jaya Jaya He Mahishasura Mardini Ramya Kapardini Shaila Sute Danuranu Shangarana Kshana Sanga Parishputa Dangana Tarkatake Kanakapi Shanga Pushatkani Shanga Vasat Patashrunga Hadabatuke Kuta Chaturanga Balakshiti Ranga Gatada Bahuranga Ratada Batuke Jaya Jaya He Mahishasura Mardini Ramya Kapardini Shaila Sute Jaya Jaya He Mahishasura Mardini Ramya Kapardini Shaila Sute Jaya Jaya He Mahishasura Mardini Ramya Kapardini Shaila Sute Jaya Jaya Japya Jaya Jaya Shakra Parastuti Tattara Vishwanute Jana Jana Jinjita Jinkruta Nupura Sinjita Mohita Bhuta Pate Natina Nadarta Natina Natayaka Natita Nataya Yuganarate Jaya Jaya He Mahishasura Mardini Ramya Kapardini Shaila Sute Jaya Jaya He Mahishasura Mardini Ramya Kapardini Shaila Sute Jaya Jaya He Mahishasura Mardini Ramya Kapardini Shaila Sute Ai Sumana 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 Sumano Harakanti Yute Shrita Rajani 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 Karabakra Rute Sunayana Vibramara Bramara 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 Dipate Jaya Jaya He Mahishasura Mardini Ramya Kapardini Shaila Sute Jaya Jaya He Mahishasura Mardini Ramya Kapardini Shaila Sute Jaya Jaya He Mahishasura Mardini Ramya Kapardini Shaila Sute Sahita Maharnava Mala Madallika Vallika Rallika Malarate Virachita Vallika Pallika Mallika Jillika Bhillika Varna Vrute Sita Kruta Pulli Samulla Sitaruna Talla Chapalla Vasala Lite Jaya Jaya He Mahishasura Mardini Ramya Kapardini Shaila Sute Jaya Jaya He Mahishasura Mardini Ramya Kapardini Shaila Sute Jaya Jaya He Mahishasura Mardini Ramya Kapardini Shaila Sute Kamala Dalam Malakom Malakanti Kala Kalita Malabala Late Sakala Vila Sakala Nilaya Kramakeli Chala Kala Hamsa Kule Alikula Sankula Kuvalaya Mandala Mauli Milada Bakrati Tule Jaya Jaya He Mahishasura Mardini Ramya Kapardini Shaila Sute Jaya Jaya He Mahishasura Mardini Ramya Kapardini Shaila Sute Jaya Jaya He Mahishasura Mardini Ramya Kapardini Shaila Sute Jaya Jaya He Mahishasura Mardini Ramya Kapardini Shaila Sute Jaya Jaya He Mahishasura Mardini Ramya Kapardini Shaila Sute Jaya Jaya He Mahishasura Mardini Ramya Kapardini Shaila Sute Jaya Jaya He Mahishasura Mardini Ramya Kapardini Shaila Sute
We will sit in silence for a few moments. We feel the presence of Shri Mataji in our heart. Shri Mataji, thank you for this collective meditation. And please forgive any mistakes that we might have done knowingly or unknowingly during this meditation. Let's together raise our Kundalini and do the Bandhan. Thank you, everyone. Before we go to our next part of this gathering, which is the answering some questions coming from you, I would briefly like to go over some of the main treatments that we can use for the heart chakra, since this topic is about the heart chakra from a medical perspective. So I'll start with the left heart. We know it gives us the qualities of unconditional love, joy, pure awareness, and it can be affected by having a difficult relationship with the biological mother, also having blind faith and doing anti-God activities, a lack of interest towards our own spiritual growth can affect this side of the heart. And because there is a link between the left heart and the right swadhisthana, excessive physical activity can affect it. And to the extreme, it can cause a heart attack. Catches also can be the root cause for things like a lethargic heart or breast cancer. We also know that in our heart there are 4 nadis, and I will briefly touch on this because when in imbalance, these 4 nadis can deeply affect our subtle system in a destructive way. And therefore, we have to be aware of these imbalances and know how to work them out. There is a nadi that goes to the Mooladhara chakra, and anything that goes against innocence can affect it. So we have to preserve our innocence and keep our attention pure by diverting our attention towards innocent things such as children and nature. The second nadi can be blocked by impure desires of any kind, which we know destroy all joy and spiritual nourishment. This channel can be improved by shifting our material desires towards things that are aesthetically rich, and also by creating beauty in our lives, in our behaviors, in our relationships, in our artistic endeavors, such as poetry. Ultimately, desires end up into bhakti and vibrations, and Lord Shiva is the giver of vibrations. The third nabi can be affected by our attachments towards our loved ones or our material possessions. We are fortunate in Sahaja Yoga because this limited love becomes unlimited as we dissolve as drops into the ocean of divine love. We can enlighten this nadi further by allowing our love to spread into the society and ultimately enlighten the whole world. At the fourth nadi passes through the Vishuddhi and the Agya chakra and ends into the brain, giving us the Turiya state, a state of profound understanding of what God is, where there is the real knowledge. This deep understanding comes from the heart to the brain and not the other way around. So using our brain and rationalizing, judging, analyzing hinders our growth. God can only be understood through our heart. So how can we balance our left heart? We can use the mantras for Sri Shiva Parvati and the Sri Shiva Kavach by asking for forgiveness for any mistakes done against our spirit, but without feeling guilty. And also by keeping our attention steady on the spirit. We can use the affirmations. We can, Mother, I am the spirit. I'm not this ego, these emotions, this pain. I am the pure spirit. And also we can recite Tad Nishkala by the poem written by Sri Adi Shankaracharya, which is in the mantra book. And the simplest thing we can do is to put Shri Mataji in our heart and feel the joy of her presence and her love. And put Shri Ganesha in our heart by saying the Ganesha Darvashersha on the heart. When the left heart catches due to overactivity of the right side, we have to cool down the right side. And we know how to do that. If the heart is affected by a false guru, that can happen. We will use the treatments for the void and use the Ekadesha Rudra mantras to clear out the problem. The right heart, the qualities are expressed here through Sri Ram and Sri Sita, and they are a dutiful, righteous, a responsible character, the auspicious boundaries, or the Maryadas. The right center heart caters to lungs, inner aspect of our ears, nose, and throat. And it can be disturbed by having a difficult relationship with our biological father, by behavior that is aggressive or reckless, by lack of responsibility, or being overly responsible. And also the center can be affected if we experience economic or political suppression or wars. When this chakra is in imbalance, it can cause asthma attacks, certain autoimmune diseases such as psoriasis as well. And to treat the chakra, we use the mantras of Sri Sitarama. We read Sri Ram's names, or Sri Ram Kavach. We can, what's important is that as we say these names, we try to imbibe the qualities that they represent. We can use the affirmations. Shrimati, you are the responsibility in me. You are the good conduct in me, and the benevolence of a good father. At this level, we can use techniques such as ice bath if needed. And in our day-to-day life, we can try to correct our relationships with our family or our relationships in society. Take responsibilities, but not to the extreme, and develop the Maryadas. Sometimes a catch on the right heart can be associated with the left navi, and in that case, we can work on the left navi to balance. A good center heart, we know, gives us confidence, fearlessness, gives us a sense of security, and on a physical level, it strengthens our immune system. Here is where our antibodies are produced by our immune system behind the sternum bone. And these antibodies are the ganas, also controlled by Sri Ganapati. So having Sri Ganesha awakened in our heart is very important. Whenever there is an attack from outside or inside in the form of a disease or any kind of negativity, the sternum bone signals and controls the production of antibodies for our protection. This center can be affected by insecurity and fear. Also, having an unhappy childhood or a difficult relationship with our biological mother can also leave a mark and manifest as catches at this level. Problems can manifest with weak immunity, tendency to become sick. Also can be the root cause of breast cancer. To restore the balance, of course, we can take the mantras for Sri Jagadamba, Sri Durga Mata, read the Kavach of the Devi, the names of the Devi, the garland of 32 names of Sri Durga. The fastest way to open the heart is by singing bhajans, and also by clapping, by listening to music with percussion instruments. To get rid of insecurity and fear, we can do paper burning and shubit. We can also pray. I find this very powerful. Mother, you are the most powerful mother in the universe, and you're my mother. You love me and you protect me, and nothing, absolutely nothing, can happen to me. the element of the heart chakra is air, so we can use the breathing exercise that Shrimataji has shown us, and there are a few videos on YouTube. We did it a little bit during our meditation today as well. If we feel that the left Swadhisthana is catching at the same time, we can work, of course, on the left Swadhisthana with a candle, but we can also work with a candle on the center heart. So these are just a few notes on general treatments, and with this brief incursion, we can move on to the question and answers portion. So the question is, can I have advice on how to treat temporary unintentional shaking? This is a broad question. There are several causes for this kind of symptoms. Unintentional shaking or tremors can be very benign, but also can be a symptom of something going on deeper. And if you haven't had a medical evaluation yet, it might be good to do that to rule out a more serious condition, such as Parkinson's disease, for example. So what can cause this temporary unintentional shaking? If there is too much caffeine consumption, for example, or if you get low blood sugar, you can also manifest tremors in your hands. And of course, in that case, you should make the necessary dietary changes. If this is related to a neurological disorder, the recommendation from Shrimataji is to bow to Mother Earth and keep the affected hand or both hands on Mother Earth, and that will suck in the problem. If you feel catches, you can correct the Mooladhara chakra by meditating on the 4 petals, taking Sri Ganesha's names, also imbibing his qualities. If there is a thyroid disorder, especially a hyperthyroidism, you can work on the Vishuddhi chakra. On the right, where mantra of Shri Vitala Rukmini, Shri Balkrishna, Yashoda Mata. On the center, with the names of Shri Krishna, we can also say Allahu Akbar. And if you feel the left Vishuddhi, of course, the names of Shri Vishnu Maya. We can do the ghee camphor treatment, and what works very well with neurological problems is massaging. So you can massage the Vishuddhi with oil by following Shrimataji's video on how to massage. Massaging is the best thing that we can do to soothe the nerves. Also, almond oil has the property to soothe the nerves. At the same time, the hands are controlled by the Vishuddhi, so taking care of this chakra is important, I think. If tremors are due to stress or anxiety, then you can try to steady your attention by working on the liver, and then strengthen the center heart. Reduce thinking by working on agya and the liver. But keep in mind also that the body can be shaking due to a very strong negativity, such a false guru, in which case the clearing should address the void, and it should use the Ekadesha mantras as well. The next question is, can I have advice on how to treat varicocele between 1 and 2 grade? I have been advised to operate it. So varicocele is a dilation of the veins surrounding the testis, similarly to the varicose veins. So the blood circulation becomes sluggish, and the veins become thickened. Some of aggravating factors are constipation or wearing snug clothes, which prevent a proper circulation in the area. So we can mitigate the symptoms by preventing constipation and choosing relaxed clothes made of natural materials. From a Sahaj perspective, constipation is related to excess on the right side, in particular the right Mooladhara. So we can work on the right Mooladhara by keeping the left hand on Mother Earth, the right hand towards the photograph, and taking the names of Sri Kartikeya. Also, simply sitting on Mother Earth helps balancing the Mooladhara chakra. You can also take the mantras for Sri Guhyeshwari and Sri Putana Kamika from the Kavach of the Devi. And of course, you may add in your daily meditations regular foot soak and cooling treatments for the liver. Also, what can help with constipation is consuming complex carbohydrates such as fiber in fruit and vegetables, whole grains. Drink a lot of water, that you may vibrate before drinking, and these can have a cooling effect on the right side as well. If, however, there is pain and swelling that are getting worse, you should work with your doctor for more specific treatments. What is the Sahaj treatment for irregular heartbeats in infants? So our heart beats through the power of Sri Sadashiva. So the heart chakra needs to be strengthened in this case. We know that young children are very much in tune with the vibrations of their parents, and they can catch very easily from their parents and even from their ancestors. So parents can do a lot to help. So here are some suggestions. You can have your child sleep in the same room with the parents. You can keep Srimatiji's photo nearby because realized souls recognize her immediately. So that will be very helpful. Mom can work on her own heart chakra. So she may hold the child in her lap as she does it. She can take the names of Sri Shiva, again, ask forgiveness from Sri Shiva, recite Sri Shiva Kavach. It's important to make sure that mom spends ample time with the baby and slows down activities that may take away her attention. Also, what parents can do is to identify if there is any source of negativity that goes against innocence in their household or around there in their families, and work to remove it. They may do a matka treatment. One matka in the bedroom could be enough. Paper burning treatment, also vibrate coconuts and put one vibrated coconut in each room of your house. It goes without saying that the baby should also be evaluated by a pediatrician for a clear diagnosis, because we don't have enough information. The next question is, what is the treatment for OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder? And does the severity of this condition increase over time? If the individual is not ready to acknowledge and address it, how family members can convince the individual and provide support and help to overcome the challenges? I assume the individual in question is a yogi or a yogini. OCD is an example of extreme behavior due to uncontrollable intrusive thoughts or compulsions that cause ultimately anxiety and a lot of distress. It is therefore a problem generated mostly by an overactive right side. So the person may have to clear the right side by using the techniques that we all know, the foot soak, ice treatment, by working on the right side is done with the mantra of Shri Hazrat Fatima Bi. And they should tell themselves that, Mother, you are the doer, you are the enjoyer. I am not doing anything. You are doing everything. They can also recite the Sri Hanuman Chalisa to cool down the right side. Also, steadying the attention can be a good help. A simple exercise is to steady our attention by looking at Shri Mataji's photo without blinking for a little while, or as long as we can. And if we have a Shri Ganesha Puja photo, this works better. The person should try not to dwell too much into the repetitive thoughts that are coming in the mind, but surrender to Shri Mataji and keep the attention as much as possible on the Sahasrara chakra. Remain thoughtless as much as possible throughout the day. They can also clear the Agya chakra by looking at the photo through the flame, with one eye and then the other eye, and then both the eyes. OCD is an unpredictable condition, and usually the sooner the treatment is initiated, the better the outcome. But it is difficult to treat, more so if the individual is in denial of what is going on. But Sahaja Yoga treatments can help us to some extent. I would need more specifics about the case to make recommendations about ways to support the person. But we can give a bandhan to the person individually or collectively. And we can also shoe beat and paper burn the negativity affecting the person. The next question is, I have an infection called as myobomitis or meibomian gland infection. How can I treat it in Sahaja Yoga? It's been a year now and we can't treat this in the hospital. I have to use hot water to relieve the pain in the eyes. So meibomian glands are tiny glands along the lid margins that produce oil to prevent our eyes from drying out. Inflammation of these glands can lead to what we know as styes. And this can be related to wearing contact lenses, using topical medications or cosmetics. But also excessive dryness in the eyes can aggravate. So if this is the case, removing the trigger is very helpful. As a Sahaj treatment, you can apply 2 drops of vibrated rose water, pharmacy grade, so very pure, in each eye twice a day, and also apply Nitranjan just below the lower lid margin rather than on top until you see some improvement. It might take a little while. In your meditation, you can clear your eyes by looking at the photo through the candle, as described. You can also have Shrimataji's holy hands photograph on the altar so that you can gaze at it during your meditations. That is very helpful for eyes in general. If you feel other catches on the left Swadhisthana or back Agya, you can use Matka, candle treatment, and the corresponding mantras. Since this is an infection, I would also recommend to work on the center heart to improve the immune system. And also take in particular, the mantra for Sri Shankini from the Devi Kavach, the one who takes care of the eyes. The next question is, I am suffering of irritable intestine, which is manifested sometimes by pains in abdomen, ballonation also. What is the Sahaj treatment for that? So irritable intestine or irritable bowel disease, I should say irritable bowel syndrome, is a condition that affects digestion and absorption, and usually it has to be managed long term. From Sahaja Yoga point of view, a good strategy is to strengthen the Nabi chakra and the void, because these are the chakras responsible for digestion and assimilation. So again, we can help by having daily foot soaks and taking the names of Shri Adi Guru Dattatreya while we do the foot soak until the symptoms improve. If there is constipation predominantly, we can work on right Mooladhara. If diarrhea is more of the problem, we can work on the left Nabi, Swadhisthana, and left Mooladhara. We can use the candle and foot soak, adjusting the temperature accordingly. IBS is also often associated with anxiety. So if this is the case, you should work on the right Swadhisthana and Agya chakras as well. And in general, maintain a balanced diet, a healthy diet. Perhaps working with a physician or a nutritionist might be helpful. Avoid hot, spicy foods. Drink vibrated water and use vibrated salt into cooking. Consume ajwan teas, also tulsi teas. Use vibrated salt, yeah, and the vibrator salt we mentioned. If there is excessive pain, you can try heating up some ajwain seeds with salt in a clean pan on the stove. Then transfer the seeds into a cloth or towel and bundle it up like a little pack, and you can place it on the navel area, and that could be helpful. The next question. I wake up every morning in a state of anxiety, panic, and heart palpitations. Has been like this for years. What can I do to stop this and to wake up feeling relaxed and okay, please? I have taken some valerian, tried some relaxation supplements, rescue remedy. I have been working on right side, right heart, center heart, and nabi. Helps a little, but still comes back. It has been going on for years. Anxiety, as we know, is a right side problem and heart chakra imbalance. And panic attacks are an extreme form of anxiety. There is usually too much worrying and thinking going on. So we have to treat the Swadhisthana catches, the right Swadhisthana chakra catches. As we know, foot soak, ice treatment, the names of Shri Hazrat Ali, Fatima B. We can also say the mantra for Shri Hanuman Chalisa and put the left to the right a few times to relieve the heat in the right channel. But it sounds like you have been doing the right things. So sometimes when a treatment doesn't work, we can try something else. A treatment may work in the beginning and then stop working, or we may just need to adjust it. And usually we guide ourselves through the vibrations. So for example, to help out a hot liver, in my experience, sometimes it works to put the ice pack on the nabi, the right nabi, but other times putting it on the right Swadhisthana works much faster. So we have to be open to adjustments. So you may add to your routine the affirmation, I am not doing anything, you are doing everything, and surrender to Shri Mataji. You may use matka treatment, and the mantras for Shoka Dukkha without Shri, which is an aspect of Shri Adi Guru Dattatreya, the remover of anxiety and pain. Shoka Dukkha. You may work on the Agya chakra with the candle. If you have difficulty sleeping, you can say the mantra for Shri Nidra, Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu, Nidra Rupena Samsita. If there is anger, you can clear the void in the Ekadesha Rudras. If there is a trigger or a stressor that you have identified, you can shoe beat that, or you can do paper burning for that. You have to be careful though, if this is something that has been going on for a while, it can deplete your right side. So always check on vibrations, make sure that the left side is balanced. And it's not a case of lethargic liver, where the treatment can differ. In this case, you would not use ice pack on the liver, but rather use matka treatment and give vibrations to the liver instead. The next question, treatment for periodic low-grade fever, 37.7 Celsius. suggestive autoimmune disease ? This is a short but a very broad question, as it is unclear what the root cause of this low-grade fever is. It can be indeed associated with autoimmune disease like thyroiditis, but there are other potential causes, including viral and bacterial infections, stress, or certain medications, some antibiotics or other. If this fever persists, it might be worthwhile seeing your family doctor for further tests. Whatever the cause, though, in Sahaja Yoga, fever is treating with cooling techniques, so we can work on the right side with foot soak, ice pack on the liver, clearing the right Mooladhara with and by taking Sri Kartikeya's names. We can take the mantra for Roga Nashaka, the remover of diseases, which is an aspect of Sri Kartikeya. No Shri when we take the mantra. Also, you can take the mantra for Jwara Nashaka, the destroyer of illness, pain and sufferings, an aspect of Shri Adi Guru Dattatreya. You can take Shri Hanumana's names, Shri Hanuman Chalisa, and here, if you feel any catches, you can work on them accordingly as well. Other things that I would recommend is drinking plenty of water that can be vibrated, and also strengthening the heart chakra to support the immune system. My daughter has an underfunction of thyroid gland. Which chakra she has to clear? What she has to do in regards of Sahaja Yoga? So the thyroid gland is taken care by our Vishuddhi chakra. So because it's an underfunctioning thyroid, we can clear the chakra with the help of Shri Vishnu Maya mantra. And also the center Vishuddhi with the Shri Radha Krishna's mantra, Allahu Akbar. Try to let go of the guilt. To strengthen the left Vishuddhi, she should also meditate on the Mooladhara and invoke Shri Ganesha, recite Shri Ganesha Tarvashirsha, establish the innocence and chastity, because Shri Ganesha's powers are all expressed through the left Vishuddhi. So she can also soothe the left Vishuddhi by putting ghee in the nose before bedtime, at least a few times a week, and massaging with oil the Vishuddhi area on the back from time to time. It is unclear whether this is an autoimmune thyroiditis, but given that Hashimoto is the most common cause for hypothyroidism, clearing and strengthening the center heart also can help. Definitely, before meditation, check her vibrations and go with that guidance in choosing the treatments. A 14-year-old boy who has overactive liver and having severe dryness in skin, which gives him itching and scars all over the body for more than 1.5 years. Please suggest any treatments or diet. Since he has an overactive liver, he can cool down his liver with foot soak, ice pack, and giving vibrations to the liver. He can work on the right Mooladhara, as we described, by placing the left hand on Mother Earth and the right hand towards the photograph, and taking the names of Sri Kartikeya. He can listen to Shri Hanuman Chalisa. What can be very useful if is if mom could give him a full body massage with a massage oil containing almond, which is more relaxing to the nerves. Once a couple of times a week, at least once a week. Also, head massages with almond oil can be helpful. He should keep the skin moisturized, ideally with a natural cream that contains a neem leaf extract, if you can find that. The dry skin is likely due to the overactive liver, so improving the liver will improve things. But if the dryness is due to a form of eczema, try to avoid certain foods like cow's milk and favor a diet that is cooling, rich in fruit and vegetables with healthy fats such as olive oil that can also nourish the skin. Wear cotton clothes and use mild and natural soaps that moisturize the skin. And if he enjoys activities that are more on the right side, like sports or video games, try to shift the interest towards slower paced activities like singing or playing bhajans, arts, reading books with good vibrations. How to help kids in going deeper in their meditation if their attention is wobbly and distracted always. Born realized children immediately recognize Sri Mataji, and so having them sit in front of the photograph should not be very difficult. We should remember, however, that young children are like sponges for the vibrations around them, and they can catch easily from their environments, from school as well as from home. So again, parents can help tremendously by checking and working on their own liver and attention as well. Unless they are very young, children should be able to understand why we meditate and how meditation can help us. And so parents can try to explain to them all this. Sometimes analogies, stories, and little songs can help them learn. And eventually they will see the point of meditation, and that will also help them settle down. They can be taught techniques like foot soak, raising kundalini, given vibrations, and they can gather for children's meditations. There are some very nice resources on YouTube that can also be used with children. Adult yogis can help the little ones during the collective meditation by raising their kundalinis, working on their chakras. So gradually they develop the habit of meditating without forcing them. And truth be told, if they are born realized souls or they are realized souls, who can tell what going deeper is for them? I can sometimes sit very quietly and still and focused, and yet have a hard time being in thoughtless awareness. So what I'm trying to say is that they are better than us, as they are Sri Ganeshas. We just need to make sure we nourish them, nurture them, we love them, but we don't spoil them too much. So this was the last question. And I thank you all for this very beautiful meditation today. I'm very humbled.
Thank you, Dr. Cristina, for such a beautiful session, such insightful.
I think, Kamal, that you are still muted.
I did unmute myself. Can you hear me? can you hear me now? Hello?
We can hear you now.
Thank you. Oh, some technical error. So we thank you, Dr. Cristina. Was a very beautiful session all through the session. You were so thoughtless, amazing vibrations, such insightful. You gave such good answers actually, and I hope everyone was listening and sharing your experience with us was tremendous, was beautiful, and we thank you. Thank you again, Dr. Christine. Thank you so much.
Thank you for
And
your
if you
support.
can just give us any homework that we can do all through the week to strengthen our center and our heart channels, heart chakras. So if you can just give us some homework.
So I would suggest that throughout the next week, we try to collectively open the heart chakra. We can work to steady our attention on the spirit by meditating with our eyes open and gazing at Shrimataji's photograph for a while without blinking. We can try working on the right Mooladhara and say the names of Shri Kartikeya as we foot soak.
Okay.
Also, paying attention to our liver just to steady our attention further. And then at the level of the heart, depending on the vibrations we get during our meditations, we can work on the left heart by reciting the mantra for Shri Shiva, Shri Parvati, or reciting the Tad Nishkala. On the center heart, by using any of the Shri Devi Kavach, the 108 names of Shri Devi, or the garland of 32 names of Durga, Shri Durga Mata. On the right, by either taking Shri Ram's names or Shri Ram Kavach, we can alternate these techniques depending on how the vibrations flow.
Okay. So can we do it all at one time, or do we have any specific time for clearance, or we do it all together if anybody feels, or alternate, or how do we do it?
I would do this during the regular meditation at home, either morning or evening, really depending on what we feel at that particular time. Just allow the vibrations to guide us and allow Shri Mataji to show us the path. There is no mistake in taking all these names if we so feel, but it might not be necessary. So just be, utilize our discretion and allow Shri Mataji to guide. And the third suggestion is for every one of us to attend at least one public program in person this week to allow the expansion of the heart and let the divine love flow through and spread around us as well.
Right. That's right. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. We all know that everything is so integrated, right? So first we have to just have the knowledge of our own vibrations, our own body, our subtle system, right? So we have to see our vibrations also, how we are feeling, right?
That is so true.
Yeah, this is what you have been telling all through the session, right? How things are so integrated with each other. We don't know what catch is coming from where, and we are feeling what, right?
That is so true. It
Yeah.
is very difficult for someone to tell us what we need to do. We have to, as being our own guru, to
Right.
allow that knowledge to come to us in meditation and act on that as well.
That's right. That's right.
It's the most sustainable way
Yeah.
to grow.
Right.
Yeah, so I thank you very much for having me once again. Thank you for your vibrations, for your
Thank you.
support, and I apologize for the little glitches if there was any. I wish everyone a wonderful week ahead.
Thank you so much, Dr. Cristina. Thank you everyone for joining us today. And let's all do our homeworks regularly, clear ourselves, meditate, and let's meet next week with another doctor on board. Thank you.